Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today's video I'm just going to do a quick review of the new Case DLC that was released by Giants last week. So I bought this through Steam. It cost me £1.29, but I think it's €1.49. Not sure what it is in dollars, but you can buy it through Steam or you could get it direct from the Farming Simulator website. So the first tractor we're going to look at is the International Hydro 1066. It's in the small tractor category, and I have to say, the old machinery, I really do like stuff like this. As much as the new modern stuff is, you know, really brilliant and looks great, there's just something about the old style that I really like. And in particular, this model from Giants looks extremely well detailed. I know if you look inside the engine, it's all 3D in there. And I'm assuming there's no CAD package for this, so somebody's had to build this up from models or photos. But it looks really nice. So we'll just have a quick look in the store and see what it costs. It's in the small tractor category, but I've actually gone through the sort of brand selector. And here he is, the 1066 Hydro. So there's not much options you can have for it. You can have no front weight. You can have 100, 200, 300, 400, all the way up to 600 kilogram front weight. And obviously you can change the license plate. The tractor's 140 horsepower. It's got a variable CVT transmission, so unlimited gears in effect. And a maximum speed of 18 miles an hour. But yeah, absolutely love this, and I can't wait to find an excuse to use it in a series. So with all the options, it's going to cost you 40,000 euros, dollars or pounds, and the 600 kilogram weight was an extra 900. So we'll just jump into the tractor now. Here we are. I'm in all my Best Case branded clothing. So we'll just start it up and we'll see what it sounds like. Nice little rasp there as it kicks into life. Something I'd be interested if I go into the sort of cab view, even though there's no cab, if the sound will be muted or muffled. Right, no, that's pretty good. So that's representative of not having a cab, I suppose. I've seen some models where I think it was a open cab Case Combine, and when you sat in the driver's seat, it sounded as though you're inside a cab. So let's just have a look and see if the dials move. I do have the realistic cab view model, so I can zoom in a bit. So if it's set off, yeah, as you can see, the throttle goes up, the transmission moves, and a few of the dials turn around. So only two-wheel drive, but still got plenty of weight out front and plenty of power, and quite a nice turning circle. So what we'll do now is we'll take it out to a field and we'll put it to work doing a bit of cultivating and maybe try some seeding with it and see how it performs. Right, so we've got attached the Horsch Terrano 3-meter cultivator. It says that needs 140 horsepower to pull it, which is exactly what the tractor has, so we're right on the limit here, but we'll just see how well it does. And that drives absolutely perfectly. Doesn't seem to be struggling at all, even on this slight incline. So at the end of your row here, you can see great manoeuvrability, very good in tight spaces. It's definitely slowing down on this start of this hill here, but pulling through it without any issues. Okay, so we're back here now. We've done a little bit of cultivating. So we've got this Nordston HK25 or NS3030, whichever one you want to call it, cultivator and seeder. So if you have a look in the menu with it, so here it is. It says it's needs 125 horsepower, which, you know, we've got 140, so we should be all right there, and it's a nice 3 meter width. So we'll unfold it, power it up. I've got canola selected because it is August, and as you can see straight away we get quite a lot of wheel spin. Definitely a drawback of only being 2-wheel drive. And it is really struggling actually, I'm quite surprised. I wonder if the tractor would be better with some weight on the front. So what I'll do is I'll just switch this off and I'll go and get some weights on the front, and we'll see if that makes any difference. Okay, so I'm back now. I've got the full 600 kilogram set of weight attached, so we'll just lower it down and we'll see if it makes any difference at all. So again, straight away with a load of wheel spin, and I would almost say it's actually worse now with the extra weight added, so that's a bit of a shame. So we are actually travelling fairly flat now, and it's still not got any grip to power through this, so should be alright on the downhill, I expect. There's some lovely animation there with the driver's seat going over the bumps. Really is a lovely little model, this. I'm quite impressed with it. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely struggling. You really wouldn't want to be using this combination to do this kind of a job. So we'll just try it the other way in a fully cultivated piece of ground. So yeah, it's still just the same, not really suited very well to this kind of work. Okay, so what I've done is I've brought in a couple of mods of different sort of seeders. So we'll start with this Azaria, and we'll just have a quick look at it in the menu here. So the Azaria 6000S 3-meter seeder only needs 35 horsepower, so it should easily be pulled along by the hydro. Right, so you don't need to switch this on, you just need to lower it down, and we'll set off and see how it does. And that is absolutely perfect. Even on the hill, not really slowing down any. Doesn't look as though we're getting much wheel slip. It's definitely with the right style of seeder. There's no issues with this tractor at all. Right, so we'll just try it now with this Case 5100. I filled it up with seed and fertiliser. I think this is actually a direct drill. It's a really good mod. Used it in my No Man's Land series for quite a while. So I think we just lower it and we'll set off and see how it does. Absolutely no issues at all. It's probably a bit more wheel slip, but you know, we're travelling along at 10 miles an hour. Cover a lot of ground at that speed with a 5-meter width. Right, so I think that's all we need to do. We've given it a bit of a go. We've tried a few options, and it's certainly going to be a nice little tractor for a small scale arable farm. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so here we are now. It's the Case Farmall C Series tractor. If we have a look in the store menu, so the base price is 69,000, and it seems to be automatically selected with a 3-point linkage, which is an extra 5,000. But in terms of options, you've got the 90C, which is 90 horsepower, the 100C, which is 100 horsepower, 110C, which is 110 horsepower, and just to confuse you, you've got this 120C, which is 117 horsepower. But still a really nice little tractor, suited to small farms, arable and dairy. So we'll the other options you can have, a few wheel brands. You've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Verstein and Nokian, all the usual suspects there. And then wheel setups, you've got your standard with weights, wide with weights, narrow tyres, rear twins and twins all round. And in the front mounting options, you've got the 3-point linkage and then just a series of weight from 60 up to 380 kilograms. The front loader attachment, there's only one option for that, and that is the case, which is also a part of the pack. And we'll look at that in a moment. And then obviously you can adjust the number plate and you can have it front and rear, the rear, or none at all. But again, this looks like a lovely mod. You can see through the grille, see the radiator. I'm sure this is right from Casey's CAD file, so it should be extremely well detailed. Right, so let's have a look at it from the outside. So it looks quite small, especially when you see it sat next to this loader here. So we'll just get in the cab and we'll have a look around. So yeah, very detailed, nice set of switches. And this top window here, this roof light, really great when you're doing loader operations. Right, so we'll just start it up and see what it sounds like. As you'd expect from something like this, very quiet in operation. And if we go into the cab, a little bit more muffled. Sounds really good. So if we're going to drive, this is a manual box, I think. So we'll just set off forward. So we get the drive function. You can see a clutch operating there for the gears. And we've got a little bit of rev counter going, and I'm assuming on that dial is your speed, and yeah, there's your speed, probably in kilometers an hour. So really nice, quite like that. So let's get it hitched up to the loader and then we'll have a quick look at that. So now I've actually fitted the loader option to it. We can get it connected up. And we'll have a look. So this is the L630. Nice little loader option. Got the little indicator there for your tilt of your hitch point. So we'll get what we'll do is we'll just get a bale spike on it, and I'll get a few bales out and we'll see how it performs as a standard tractor without any weights on it. Okay, so I've got two bales here. I've got a hay bale on the right and a silage bale on the left. Now this hay bale I think is 460 kilograms. So we'll just get that attached and we'll see what it's like. As you expect, a little bit of tilt, but even with fast operation it's not going to tip the tractor. So just looking from inside the cab, you can see this skylight and how great it is for doing loader work. Right, so I'll just pick up this silage bale, which I think it's over 800 kilograms. So if it's going to tip up, I think we might see it with this. Alright. So, no, it actually worked okay. If I go quick, I think it's probably going to try and tip it, but so with wheel weights on, or even just a small weight on the rear 3-point, definitely be a handy little tractor for doing this sort of work. What I might do is if I just bring in a forage harvester. I think we'll just use this one. It's probably the sort of thing you'd see on a small farm. I think this Silo King's a little bit big, but I mean, we can try them both. We'll just see how well it would work for loading into these. Right, so we'll just pick up this silage bale and we'll move the Silo King out the way first. So for the Silo King, which is quite a big forage mixer, still got, well, I'm probably at the limit of reach, you know, probably just about touching the top of it there, but definitely something you can work at. And I suppose if you had a weight on the back, you know, you'd probably have a little bit more clearance. And so if it worked on the Silo King, do a little bit of an endo there, it's definitely going to work in this case. Yeah. So definitely for your small sort of dairy farms, you know, this tractor is going to be absolutely ideal. But what we'll do now is we'll see how well it works doing the arable stuff and try and get it cultivating. Although with 117 horsepower, I think we're really going to be on the limit. So I'll see you down at the canola field. Right, so this cultivator, I mean, this is way too big for the tractor, so, you know, we shouldn't really be doing this. This isn't what you would use this tractor for. And without a weight on, it's a little bit tippy. But will it be able to pull? Actually working surprisingly well. Now if I just knock the hood back on, we can see the sort of gears that we're selecting. So it's actually in 4 high, which seems a bit weird. But it's actually pulling it really well, so. Probably with the front weight on it would, because it does look like the front wheels are slipping quite a lot, but with the front weight on it probably cure a bit of that. So what I'll just do is I'll just get a front weight and we'll see if it makes any difference. Alright, so I've picked up this 600 kilogram weight. So let's see if that keeps the front wheels under control. And it pulled away a lot better there, although we are going downhill, so we'll just see what happens on the uphill and when we turn around. That works surprisingly well, even though we're 23 horsepower down on what's recommended. Right, so I mean that's a bigger success than I was expecting, so let's give it a go with the seeder and we'll see if it does any better than what the hydro did. Okay, so it's powered up, we'll lower it down and we'll see what happens. So a little bit of slip, and it is pulling it, but it's really struggling. Certainly I don't think it would have done this without the weight on it. And we're in first gear low range, so probably burning through a lot of fuel. But it's not doing too bad of a job. Can I get it up to third gear? Can. Not sure if it'll maintain it on the uphill. But it's definitely struggling with this one. I'm sure we'll be alright with one of the other seeders. So we'll give one of those a go. So we're going to try it now with the Azaria. So we'll turn the seeder on and lower it. And as I expected, it's going to pull it okay. So I think we can leave it at that as a success. So not a bad little tractor for as long as you match it to the right equipment. So something else I want to do with this is I want to try some grass work. So we'll head over to a grass field now and we'll try it with a couple of different mowers. Right, so I've brought both tractors over, and here we've got a couple of different mowing options. We've got the sort of pull along mower here by Governland. So we'll get that unfolded. Switch it on and lower it down. Yeah, as expected, absolutely no problem. Could probably run a front mower with this as well. Right, so we'll head back now and we'll try the other mower. Right, so we've got the Kuhn GMD 4411, and that is a 4.4 metre mower. So if we just unfold it, with the front weight on, it seems fairly stable. If we just look at it in the store, and it is recommending the sort of 600 kilogram weight that we've got, so definitely got the right setup here. So let's switch it on, lower it down, and we'll see how it performs. I mean, yeah, I expected it would do a good job. It's the kind of thing this thing was probably more suited to than the arable work. Right, so I think we'll give it a go with the hydro on both of these mowers. I love that sound when it starts up. So I'll just get it unfolded. Let's see how it does. We have more horsepower than the C series, so I should expect it to do fairly well. You know, at the end of the day, we're just pulling this thing. The real test will be the other mower, the 3-point linkage one. See how well it goes with the weight hanging off the side of it. But yeah, that was absolutely ideal. Okay, so let's see if it'll keep all its wheels on the ground when I hitch up. Yeah, absolutely no issues. But I can imagine that engine weighs quite a bit, so plenty of weight up front. So we'll just unfold it. Fire it up, and we'll see how well it carries out this job. Absolutely no issues at all. So there we have it, the new case release from Giants. I really like these two tractors, and I hope to be using them in a game pretty soon. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. It would really help me if you could give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.